buddies. It's Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting, and I am coming to you on behalf of Friday, November 14th, even though it's 12:01 a.m. on the 15th. This is going to be posted for Friday because that's when I started putzing with everything. So let me get my devices up here so I can see if anybody's joining me live. And looks like I've got sound. I've got one device ready to go. I'm not sure why on one device it says upcoming and on the other device it says I'm live. So, welcome. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. So welcome, welcome. Few quickie announcements with, hey Juju, few quickie announcements. So, Cyber Monday is coming for Paper Pumpkin. There's going to be a sale December 1st through the 9th. Prepaid subscriptions. We'll watch for news on that one. MacMan may or may not be watching. He was verging on sleepiness when I just said goodnight to him. Hi, Yuta. The Brushed with Beauty virtual class is coming up November 20th. That's an online class at Stampin' Up! Leads. It'll be 2 to 2.5 hours using that Brushed with Beauty suite collection. For those local to me, I will be having a watch party if you've purchased that class. We have some new kits, which we've done the last couple of nights. And I've got open studio time on Monday. I've got coffee and a card on Wednesday next week. And I've got a come and kit it coming up at the end of the month. Busy, busy days. And I also found out, it might just be a rumor. I couldn't find anything on the website. But Stampin' Up! Is going to be having a Black Friday sale. November 25th to December 1st, up to 40% off select products. I'll be watching for news on that one. Who knew, right? All right, so what's new with you ladies? That's all my announcements. And it looks like my picture's distorted again today. You heard that too, all right, Juju? I saw it on, I think it might have actually been on the leaders page. I don't know. But anyway, or it might have been on the site and I just missed it. So it looks like my video is distorted again. I have my phone plugged in because I was way low on battery power and I thought I will never make it through my video if I don't have it plugged in. So plugged in we are, and hopefully my lighting is all right today as well. So yesterday we did these cards from the Adventure Awaits kit. Stoked. You've sold 17 items. Nice. Which site are you posting those on? Hi, Bonnie. Isn't it just a weight off your shoulders to get rid of some of the stuff that you know you're not going to use anymore? And then you can use it to buy more things that you want or that you need, right? So last night we did this Adventure Awaits kit, and I already gave away one of my cards because a longtime friend of mine retired and had her kind of her reception today. So MacMan and I went on a little road trip. And yeah, MacMan and I went on a little road trip up to North Freedom, Wisconsin. So it's a not quite 2.5 hour drive for us. Canadian retired Stampin' Up! And More Facebook page. Awesome. Good for you, Yuta. And there's like 2 different groups that I have that I'm involved with that I'll sell stuff that are Stampin' Up! Pages too. So good for you. All right, so these are the ones we did yesterday. And like I was saying, I gave one to my friend Barb. We have been friends. We were trying to do the math, and I think we've been friends for probably about 50 years, 50 years. So a long time. She stood up with me in my first wedding. Yeah, so we go way back. So when I saw the post that she was having her retirement reception today, I said, "Yeah, we need to go." So we took a drive, visited her for a while, and she was just flabbergasted that I was there. And it took a hot minute. She was looking at me like, I know her from somewhere. And then it like, oh my gosh, because she didn't really think I was going to go. So that was fun. So I gave her one of these cards because I thought it would be fun. And it was this one here for Enjoy the Journey, because she does like to travel. And the little palm trees I thought were appropriate because she's gone to Hawaii. I think one of her children was, or a son-in-law maybe, was stationed in Hawaii for a while. So she's been to where there's palm trees. So I thought that would be fun. And then, now you're on the retirement journey. So we were talking last night, and I don't remember who mentioned it, but we talked about an old set that Stampin' Up! Had that was very similarly styled to this. And I said, yeah, I think it was a celebration set. And look at what I found. Driving by, it was a celebration set. I did not mark when it was. It's been within the last cycle or two. I don't remember. It could have been this January, February past. I just don't remember. Let's see. Oh, it must have been longer than that because this little page that I've got on here says 2021. Alrighty. So, Yuda, you've got a friend that you've been together since you were 5, so 60 years. Isn't that amazing that we can stay friends that long? And she and I have kind of, lost touch and reconnected and lost touch and reconnected. And yeah, she had some pretty heavy duty medical things a few years ago, like 6 years ago. And that's when we kind of reconnected again. And it's kind of just stayed loosely connected. But, it's great to have friendships that are that long. So, Bonnie, you got your order today and you're not impressed with the new packaging. What don't you like about it? The size, the fact that we're not going to have red rubber. You like the DVD cases better, or the DVD cases better. Because I personally like it. It's going to save me a lot of space in my craft space. But it's, there's mixed reviews. There are plenty of people that don't like it because they're just really used to the CDs or the DVD cases. Size doesn't fit right with your other stuff. Well, when the older, like for me, with the older stuff, once it's retired and I don't use it for classes anymore, I have gotten to the point where I'm moving it out the door when I can. So for me, it'll be a slow transition, but I'll just eventually be transitioning to all the new packaging. So I don't know if it maybe was a cost consideration for Stampin' Up. Maybe those new folders, the new cases are less expensive than the smaller ones that maybe are more of a custom size. I don't know. Hello, Tanya. Oh, I know. I use my stuff too, but if I get rid of it, I don't remember that I had it. I mean, there's sometimes that I'll go and say, I wish I had this whatever set. And, I have so much stuff that sometimes I can't find what I'm looking for anyway because I don't have it cataloged. So for me, it's just working out better to stay with the stuff that's more current. Definitely was the cost and the way it came. It wasn't like Stampin' Up! Usually does. Oh, like even the shipping container? So I know there have been a lot of complaints about how much shipping costs, so they're trying to find more economical ways to ship things too. So, hello, Nicole from Perth, Western Australia. Welcome back. All right, so I saw, and I think I need to clean this. I saw today that Sarah Douglas had a reel that she posted, or that Stampin' Up! Posted for her with kind of a fun fold. And she didn't use this, but I thought we would kind of play with this and try my hand at the little fun fold. I didn't really write it down, but I mean, it's one I've seen before. She just kind of made it into a long accordion kind of folder. So we're going to do something similar but different. And I'm just going to get a little alcohol pad here and clean some of the stuff off so that we don't stick too much. I suppose I could get some Goo Gone or something that might work better, huh? These are just so convenient. No, I thought I had, oh, I do. Have a little goop up here too. So what is everybody working on? And Bonnie, what was in your order? It was in a brown bag, looked like it was from Amazon. Well, and some of their shipping, some of their platforms are with Amazon. A lot of places are using an Amazon, like, I don't know what the platform would be called. So yeah, I've gotten things like that too. And I've actually got some that are in like vacuum sealed plastic things where you have to kind of rip it open and peel it apart and your stuff comes out. So they're just, I think, trying to find ways that are more economical. The bloom bundles, the bear. Oh, you did tell me that yesterday in that sunflower embossing folder. Yeah, that has got to be probably one of my all-time favorite embossing folders. Yuda, you were going to start something, but then you had to deal with the latest order, the order of stuff that you sold. So vacuum sealed, thick bag, hard to open. Some of the bags that they come in, if it's like that hard paper, almost, well, it's like heavier than a grocery bag. But if you find a corner, mine have been where I can just peel the paper apart. It takes some effort though. Yeah. So let's take a look at this. I have all of these stamps from this kit, or from this set. Now this is just pulling from my stash, so sometimes that's what we have to do. And this is one that I hadn't gotten rid of yet because I hadn't used it. I had to actually mount these red rubber stamps tonight because it had never ever been used. I got it as like one of my last Celebration freebie things during whatever time that was. So you tried to cut it with scissors and it was hard to cut too. Oh, that's a good idea, Yuda. Make a journal cover. So I thought what I would do is maybe use this little minivan. Well, it's not really a minivan. It's a van. These are a little bit smaller than these other ones, but I thought if I put it inside, it might be kind of fun. This one I'm going to have to put on a bigger circle. What did I do with my white cardstock? Was here a minute ago. Here it is. So we may or may not use these circles. I thought I'd have them done ahead of time. So we are going to use Memento. You found 2 Stampin' Up! Blocks at the dollar store? At the Dollar Tree? Seriously? They're Stampin' Up! Ones? I wonder where Dollar Tree got Stampin' Up! Items. Oh, so they're like acrylic blocks. Maybe not the Stampin' Up! Blocks. I get it. Yeah, we have the thinner ones here, like the ones that come in the kits. These, if you're a demonstrator, you can order them for $2 from the supplies. But they're flat on the sides. They don't have ridges, so I typically don't use those for my own crafting. But I'll have them out. So let's put this one here. And then I am using the Memento ink because I pulled out a couple of my alcohol blends. And because the Memento is water-based and the alcohol are alcohol, you use them together. So I wouldn't want to use like StazOn. Oops. I wouldn't want to use StazOn with alcohol blends because the alcohol would be a solvent for the StazOn, right? Does that make sense? Anna Griffin blocks and Fisker blocks. Yeah, I have some old blocks that I think were my mother's. And I've given those to my granddaughter to craft with. And I just have all of my Stampin' Up! Ones. Let's move these a little bit. So let's see, where did my colors go? I thought we would do some pool party. And I think I pulled in. So you only use StazOn? The StazOn will kind of dilute when you use it with the alcohol markers though. So let's do the darker, the Lost Lagoon. Let's see how I color tonight. Probably not very good. I'm going out of lines already. I'm not sure what this is supposed to look like. We'll see. And I'm not pressing that hard on my tip, but I am using the side of it because I don't want to break the tip, right? And when I get this all kind of wet from the alcohol, some of these colors will blend. That's why they call them Stampin' Blends. Some people like to do the light color first and then add the dark. Others like to do the dark and then add the light later. I don't know that it matters a whole lot. And then I need to do the tires too. Yeah, Memento is when you're using alcohol ink because the Memento is water-based, so the water and the alcohol don't mix, so it shouldn't smear. And then Paper Crafter Square. It's where it's best to stamp in dark brown when you're going to color with markers. Markers are different from alcohol blends, though. Or dark gray, yeah. I'm going to get something for the tires. Got my basic black. That's pretty dark. Let me go find a gray. I also brought in crumb cake because sometimes that looks good with the grays and the blacks. We'll just do a little tire action here. Can you hear that alcohol blend making the sound on the paper? They've been doing reels lately that have just really accentuated sound. So what color should we do the bumper, do you think? Or should I just leave it white? Oh, and I probably shouldn't have done those there, huh? I could get a little yellow for the headlight. We'll do some light lemon lolly for the headlights. Well, maybe we could even do that for the chrome. I don't know. Of course, it doesn't have to be realistic like a real car, right? It can be whatever we want it to be. I should have probably grabbed some other colors for those too. Do you have a silver pencil to do the bumper? No, but I do have Wink Estella. That might make it look kind of chrome-ish. You could fill in the windows with the Wink Estella too. What color should we make our Corvette? I think that's Corvette. Maybe it's a Maserati. And let's see. We do. Somebody just went speeding down my street. We might end up fussy cutting that one. I don't know. Red it is. I got some red and some Flirty Flamingo. So let's do Stella over the HB Little Red Corvette. All right, so let's just do, I know this is Flirty Flamingo, this isn't red, but this is so we can get a little shading going on here. And then this is light real red. I haven't been doing a whole lot with my blending, my Stampin' Blends much lately. I feel a little out of practice. Oh, hello, Linda. I almost missed you. That's our little red Corvette. You think that's gonna work? Just trying to lighten up where the shape of the car would be, you know? Because it's like contoured on a Corvette, isn't it? All right, and then I need some more colors for those balloons. We could probably do a blue, a pink Barbie car. There you go. We could always do another one and do it pink. See which one looks better. We'll do maybe like a two-tone pink. I'll go get another alcohol blend. Let's use the tighter tip here, the bullet point, instead of the brush. And then I'll go get a lighter pink. Pretty in pink. Here we go. This one will work. And then maybe some orange for the balloons. So this is pretty in pink, but it's a little peachy colored. And this is light pretty in pink. And this was a Flirty Flamingo. You looked up the kit that you have and it's similar, The Best Destination. I don't think I got that one. How recent was that one from? This is looking a little more red than pink. It's looking pretty similar to the red one. All right, so let's do some orange balloons here. Well, you know, oh, I should have gotten like the bubble bath. That might have been the right color. And I should have left part of these balloons with a little white in there to make it look like there was light shining on them. Oh, 3 years ago, huh? What? So was that a paper pumpkin kit? Or a regular kit? I'm trying to think how long we've had the kits. You don't have a Barbie pink either, huh? Barbie's young. Oh, there we go. I should have used that pink. That's Bubble Bath. It's a regular kit, huh? Who knew it would take so much effort to color a little car? Right? Crazy. All right, so here we go. The light basic black was too dark. Let's get rid of those. And I'm going to use the bullet tip. We'll do these tires. This is like deja vu, like we've done this before, hey? I think I want a brighter blue for that balloon. It's a shame I don't have all of my inks and all of my alcohol blends and all of the papers right by my crafting desk. I have to move a little bit. All right, so let's do Bubble Bath. That's more of a Barbie car pink. So I'm starting with the light. And I'm using the bullet tip just because some of these areas are kind of small. Yeah, I kind of like speed myself. Of course, that's why I had the Mustangs. I suppose I should have probably put the darker pink on the bottom, huh? So it looked like it's a shadow. I don't know. But that's more of a Barbie pink, isn't it? Okay, I think we'll use this one. I like this one better than the red ones, maybe. Or we could use them both. That doesn't matter. Fun. All right, and then we'll do we kind of like the yellow hubcaps, or does that look kind of silly? I think it might look a little silly. Get the old Wink of Stella out again. And we'll do maybe a couple layers in here. Now I could have embossed with silver powder, but I think that would be a little much. And I don't have like a little Versamark pen. All right. All right, so let's get on with our little fun fold here. And we'll see if we're gonna fussy cut these or punch them out. So if we're doing the pink car, I think we need to do, where did all my card bases go? Oh, there they are. I just had them flipped over. So what, if we do the pink, I think doing the blue card would look the best. And what we're going to do is we're going to trim this down to be 5 1/4. So instead of 5 1/2, we're going to put it at 5 1/4, and this is going to become like a base layer. And then, too much effort for a tiny area to bother with. Yeah, the embossing powder, you're right. So this at the fold is going to be 4 1/4. So I'm going to take 1/4 off each end because I want to keep the score line in the middle. And then we are going to cut a slit here and here at about 1 inch apart. So if I take this to our 4-inch mark, and maybe we'll go 3/4 of an inch, and we're gonna go 1 inch that way. Hopefully you can see. Maybe I should move this up. So I started at the score line, which is at my 4-inch mark. I'm going up 1 inch, and I've got my paper at 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch. And then I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to scoot this over, and we're going to go, I'm going to look over here, and I'm just going to move it so that there's 1 inch. And I'm just going to go again at the 4. I'm going to go up to 3, and I'm going to go down to 5. And then what I could do is I could score these here. It might be a little unnecessary, but you'll see in a second if you haven't already figured out what I'm going to try to do here. Sarah Douglas did this today, like I said, on a reel. But she did 3 of these little slits and made it kind of a longer fold. So what we're doing is we're going to pop this out, and we're going to fold our card inside out. And I didn't have it scored quite right. My measurement was a little off on this one side, but that's all right. I need to find a bone folder. I guess I took them all from my class. Hang on. So these must not have been measured quite the same. So you just want to score the same distance from your fold on each side. So we're making this little pop-up. We're going to put this on a layer though. So we're going to do this on, I think, Coastal Cabana or Pretty Peacock. Oh, that makes it kind of stand out pretty, huh? Let me go get Lost Lagoon too. I don't know if that was one of the colors in this. Don't you just love my creative process? I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where my instructions went. I don't know what the colors are. Basic black, Coastal Cabana, crushed curry, garden green, granny apple green, pecan pie, petal pink, Pretty Peacock, timid tiger. All right, so this is Pretty Peacock. So let's do, which do you think as a base, a card base? The Costa Cabana or the Pretty Peacock? And then we'll decide what we want to do for cars. And we could probably even make this into another fun fold. We could have that come like that, and then when you open it, we could have a car here and a car here. We could make this a double. Hold the car on it. So there's the pink. Or we could do a totally different color and just like do white if we wanted to be just blah. Pretty people. One each. Let's get some thick basic white. And maybe hang on, I'm coming. We could do bubble bath if we're doing the pink car. What are we thinking? And then the other thing that we should probably consider is these. If we're going to use one of these on the front. All right, so we haven't decided yet, huh? Costa Cabana. The pink looks kind of cute, though, don't you think? With the pink car. It's a shame they didn't give us 3 different colors, because we got the Timid Tiger in a light and a dark. If they had given us a third option. And I don't think I used Azure Afternoon for this one. Yeah, I used Azure Afternoon for that balloon. Not that that matters that much. The pink is cute. Let's try the pink. All right, so we are going to score at 4 1/4. Cut at 5 1/2, but not my thumb today. And then let's do this one too while we're at it. Alright, let's take a look here. So this, I think we're just going to do a basic fold, because when we put this on the inside, that pop-up's going to be like so, right? And I probably shouldn't have cut quite as much off of that one, because now I'm uneven there. So maybe I'll just cut a little bit more off of the top so it looks centered. Taking 1/4 off of each end would have made sense if I would have cut it in the middle, but we're not cutting it in the middle. There, that'll work. That'll work. So let's go ahead and we're just playing with this. We're going to see if it works. All right, Yuta, thanks for popping by. And obviously we are not going to put any adhesive on our little cutout piece. All right. Put that like so. All right. All right, now we can still, I think I need another card base. I feel like I'm really using up this kit here. Because I want to use that on the inside, although we could put this here. Where's my other little Corvette? There we go. Because this was a more peachy colored. So this has got to be the Flirty Flamingo. So now I'm trying to think if we want to do this as a little rectangle or, oh, I know, maybe we'll do it as an arch. Because if we do an arch here, let's trim this down. We'll do 4 by 5 1/4. It's just paper, right? And let's find our everyday arches. Let's see if these arches are similar. Well, what do you know? All right, so if we did this on the front of here, I'm going to trim a little bit off of here because that's a little bit longer on that side. So this paper must have been just slightly more than 8.5. Just get that sliver out of there. So if we did this, of course this could be made smaller too. We could do the truck on the outside. Do we want a beachy looking truck? Or do we want to put our little van? It's not a minivan. Let me fussy cut this because I think it'll look better fussy cut. Believe it or not, I think it'll look better fussy cut. Sorry, I'm not a very fast fussy cutter. I think I worry too much about having it like perfect. So maybe I just need to like try to wing it a little bit more. The straight lines are pretty easy. So we could put this on the front. I think I want this cut down a little bit more though. I was thinking we could take part of an arch out of here and just save some of this paper, but it's not. Juju, I just saw your comment. So I think I kind of like the little van on here. What do you think? Although if we tried to cut out the windows, I wonder if I could do that. Let me get my, where my craft tip. Well, it's on a take your pick tool somewhere. Oh, here it is. So if we do, this is a little dangerous. Lori with a sharp tool. Let me, I know we're supposed to be able to cut on our glass mat, but I always worry that I'm gonna ruin it. Cut out these windows. Is anybody else nervous? The suspense. I just feel like we should be able to see through the windows, you know? Now I did put the little vellum on these other cars before we started, so you can see through those windows, which I think is a cute concept, right? I might have to do this just neater. It's hard when you're trying to do it on camera and you have no idea what it's going to look like because you didn't do a prototype. All right. And I need to try to stay inside the lines. No, Lori is not really much of a fussy cut fan. Only because I'd rather do things that I feel like I'm better at, and I just don't think I'm very good at it. So that's why I've been trying to do it more. Whoops. Go a little crooked there. Juju has been my fussy cussing cheerleader, though. Or she just does it so she can laugh at me. I don't know which. All right, let's put the cap on here so I don't have an accident. And then I just need to trim this a little straighter. So this little van is going to have all the windows open because I don't feel like going to get a piece of vellum right now. All right, so if we do this on the front of here, this on the front of here, we need to cut these down. You need hearing aids because you didn't hear me cuss yet? Let's trim trim this down a little bit further. So that's 4. It just seems like it should be narrower. We'll just do, we'll go conservative. I'll just take an 1/8 inch off of 2 sides. This might end up being kind of a wild card, huh? But the 70s were kind of wild. What do you think of that? We'll put the little car up on dimensionals, or the van up on dimensionals. All right, I'm going to put this on. Now I need to hear the music for that. This would be like a very 70s-ish vibe card, hey? Do we want this little blue part down on here? Oh, if we put, I suppose if we did a sentiment on there. Maybe I'll do this as a birthday card. All right, I'm going to do this flat just because you can hear it in your head, Linda. So do we put it down at the bottom or near the top? Maybe in the middle like the design was, huh? I don't know. Guess we'll put it up here. And then we'll put this on dimensionals. Put a couple of little ones on the roof. Put this little guy here. And I kind of like that we can see through the windows now. It makes a little difference for me. And then we'll do Cruising to Another Year. I think I'll do this as a birthday card. Because I have somebody I can give a birthday card to, who is kind of youngish, who might not get the 70s vibe out of this, but now I have the tune in my head. As soon as he said The Land Down Under, it's like, oh yeah, now it's in my head. I won't start to sing. All right. And then we could probably put a little pine tree on here, right? Or palm tree, pine tree. But that's going like out of the road. That doesn't make any sense to me. We could do it down here though. Or we could put the palm tree on the inside. All right, so back to what we got going on here. So what I thought we could do with this is do a little arch vibe sideways. So let's cut this out. That way it's not a circle, it's not a square, it's both. We'll see if we can turn this into a cute card yet. because it's being a little bit of a struggle right now. I don't want the car doing a wheelie. It almost looked like it was doing a little bit of a wheelie there. There, I think that'll work. No, it still looks like it's doing a wheelie. I think my die shifted here a little bit because it's crooked on the paper. There. I wonder if Vicky got her little machine figured out. She was trying to cut the other night and couldn't get her machine to work. So we can put this here. Oh, that's not going to work because our arch is too big because it can't hang out there. So I need to make that shorter. All right, let's get the little machine out here again. We'll just make sure we got the little pokey holes in the same place. And we'll just make this shorter. There we go. Maybe now it'll work. Oh, we just never know how it's going to work. Okay, that works now. All right, so we can put some adhesive on here. And I'm just going to put it on this top piece here. And then we'll go like this. All right. So that's kind of fun. And then I'll find a happy birthday stamp and we'll stamp that in there. I could have probably left this open on one side to create a pocket for a gift card. And I need more Wink of Stella on those little wheels there, I'm thinking. I don't know, does the palm tree work in here? I'm thinking maybe not. This should probably have some kind of background though, huh? I don't want to ruin it. Just make it look like the road continues. I should have thought about that before. It was all plain old white. A little watercolor wash on there might have looked good. Maybe a little bit of ink blending is in order. We'll do some balmy blue. Where's that pool party? I guess that might be pool party. pool party. All right, let's do a little bit of scrap paper. Well, I don't want to resort to fussy cutting now because I already stuck it on here. That was silly of me, huh? I shouldn't have stuck it on so fast. We'll figure it out. Just so it's not so plain old white. It's got to blend a little bit. I think that might work. It's not so crazy white now. I could find something that's got clouds in it though. And then we do need to dress this up somehow. I think maybe if I put the palm tree there and just trim off part of the trunk. That way most of the palm tree would be supported. It's like driving past a palm tree. Let's get a little glue. My desk is a horrible mess here. All right, let's get rid of these things. I got too much stuff going on here. I brought over an awful lot of alcohol markers. All right. Let's put glue over here. And then a little bit on the trunk. I think I need a little bit of glue on that frond over there. Not quite enough. Place the tree a little more towards the windshield. Oh, it's kind of stuck now. I'm just going to let that kind of set for a second there so it doesn't get all gloppy. Let me find a happy birthday. I might have to find another old set. Use my stash. Let's see. You've got Style and Aw Thanks, Driving By to Say Hi. Those don't work from that set, so let's see what I got. I want kind of a big, bold, happy birthday. How about that? Well, it does kind of look like a hood ornament, huh? Where did I... Here. Like, I could put this down here like it's driving over the tree. Oh, well. It's like in the background. They're driving past the palm tree. And then we want happy birthday. Maybe I should put happy birthday over there. It'll be bigger and bolder. All right, let's get... Let's hope this works. Because if it doesn't, I've ruined the card. Lots of ink. I think we'll go like this. Oh, sure. I gotta peel this van off of here because otherwise it's not going to be flat to put my sentiment on. See, I'm always thinking, aren't I? Plan ahead, Lori. Doesn't always work. All right. Let's try this again. All right. Oh, and I got little smudges in here. Man. Because I got ink on my fingers. I'll just have to put more things on here. Woohoo! All right. Now, I gotta do something with that. Get rid of the ink off my fingers first. So too bad our truck is going the wrong way. This can go back on here now. All right, and then I've only got 2 clear ones. I don't know if those are going to work. Something flat would be nice. These were on the last chance list. I wonder if they still are. Either way, they're in my stash. We're going to use them. All right, let's go ahead and take my little cutting knife off here. Put that back where it belongs. We'll go here, I think. Road obstacles. I don't know. She'll like it. All right, using up the stash. So then I'm just going to sign it here. But I feel like we need another couple of cars. Maybe I will make a little Volkswagen and then make another little, I don't know. I think that's going to be too much. Maybe it's just good the way it is. What do you think? You put too much stuff on it and then it just becomes too much, right? Any suggestions? Besides moving the tree on the inside a little bit further over where it might have made more sense. Too late now. I'm just looking to see if I've got any other fun, like little ephemera pieces maybe. Well, I have a couple of days to think on it because the person that I'm going to give it to I will be seeing on Saturday. Oh, we could put some little suitcases down here. Of course, that might not make a whole lot of sense because we don't have... Or I could put balloons. I could put more balloons. You could reverse the car images if you want them to go the other way. Stamp. Yeah. I could. Except the car images from the stamp set are okay. It's the ones from the kit that are all going in the same direction. I wish they were going that way, because I would rather see them drive toward the inside of the card. You know what I'm saying? That's why I picked these, because they're going that way. Maybe I should just put this other tree in there. It would cover up my little blotches. That might work, huh? We'll see. Because these other little trees would be silly. The balloons. That little tree could work too. I like the palm tree better. I actually have another set that's got some pine tree or palm trees in it. That might work. I kind of like that there. What do you think? And then I'll just sign it over here and we'll call it a day. Put 2 trees. Well, I only have, this is the only other one left from the kit, because I'm using some of the kit components and then some of the components from that old Celebration set. Or do you mean like these trees? The palm tree? Yeah, I think the palm tree actually looks kind of cute. A little beachy vibe going on, right? But I have dies that have palm trees in them. Glue it? All right, we'll glue it. We're doing it. And if the person I'm giving it to squawks at the card, I'll say, well, the ladies online helped me design it. My YouTube peeps helped. Yeah, I think the palm trees look better. Definitely. And then that covers up all of my ink smudging. They'll never know. They will never know. I think I'll still, I don't know, I'll just sign the inside and I think we're good to go. I could blame you, Juju. She'd be like, who? I think she'll like it. It's homemade. She'll like it. All right. All right, I'm getting my stuff cleaned up here too. How about that? Thanks, Nicole. When I work out a couple of these other alternative cards, I'll post them eventually. You know how I roll. We'll get them on there at some point. One of these days I'll catch up, right? It's bound to happen at some point. I keep telling myself I'm going to catch up. Oh, and I just found my bone folder. There we go. Well, thank you everybody for joining me and for making suggestions. We didn't end up using these, but maybe I'll use them for another one. We'll see. And oh, and I got some more stays on to take the place of the black stays on that I used brown, the sable brown refill on. I wondered why it was looking kind of different. All right. So I think I like these. We'll put these on another card. Maybe one of my other alternatives. But here's the cards from the kit. And then here's our own little made up design. Oh, let's pop that under there. And I think we're good to go. Do I have a palm, and I'm just catching up on one of these comments. Do I have a palm frond you could partially put on the bottom corners? I'm going to pull out that other die set because it does have, I think there's some pretty intricate pine or palm fronds. I don't know why I keep saying pine. It's just stuck in my head. You like the blank happens truck? Yes. I don't think I should give that to a relative though. I don't think she'd find the humor in it. I don't think she would find the humor in it. The truck in the tree. Now there you go. Why didn't I think of that? Any other wild ideas that I can try to incorporate into another card? I'm gonna see if I can find those palm trees. found them. So that, in fact, is very similar. And then there's the dies that would cut it out. Were you doing cowboy? I'm confused. What's the cowboy? Well, there is this cow. Oh, I think I get it. All right, we're done. We're done here tonight. But I do have these palms. I think I have another set that's got palm trees in it too, but we'll see. I'll try to figure something out. A slider element so the car reveals a message. Yes, there are folds like that. That would be pretty easy to do. I think that would be pretty easy to do. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Get my little slider. Slider for Nicole. All right. That'll be on my to-do list. I think I'm going to be home most of the day tomorrow too. We'll see how creative I can get. All right. For the last time, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you all for joining me. It was fun. Sometimes it's a little bit of a shit show, but it's fun, right? Creating is fun. So until next time, I'll say good night. Everybody enjoy the rest of your night or your day and your weekend. And I will catch you next time. Happy crafting.